Get moving.
Happy birthday. Have a bless you, sad.
Happy birthday.
We're color coded. We're coded red. Know the words you used to say.
So you're going the other way. Oh, good. There's somebody else.
He's in the downward spiral.
Trace of aid.
Oh, really?
Go on pastry sometime.
I'm not tasting Thailand when I taste these. I don't know. What do you taste?
I'm tasting salt and cayenne.
Close your eyes.
Is it sanitary?
You taste the dysentery? You taste the dysentery?
It's a little dog.
The smell is pure Boulevard,
Boulevard.
but the taste is more Strip District. I didn't know his name.
Well, you
back
needed a
then.
name that matched an address, right? I guess
Yeah.
that would make sense.
But did they have the capacity back then to
I
check
assume
this straight
so.
away?
That's some quick
They
thinking.
radioed stuff.
Yeah, they radioed. They didn't internet. They paid someone to stand back
excuse
there.
me,
and
though.
receive
My
Neil,
it.
first
in all
thought was
seriously,
Brian
This was
Morelli.
1985.
In
1985. In
Hollidaysburg.
They would have never, in retrospect.
They had to write a note.
Of course, we
attach it to
imagined
the
they were
pigeon,
incredibly capable.
Right.
Send the
They
pigeon
were calling
offline.
central command somewhere.
Did we have computers in 85? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
We had desktops or something.
They're about the size
Commodore
of that car.
64.
Yeah, there's no way they could have checked
Commodore
that out,
64.
right?
With 64
Why didn't we all
megabytes of
fucking
memory.
get fake names and save
know.
ourselves? In my case, excuse me,
$500.
I think you all owe me, by the way,
Fear.
with interest.
Fear.
My father paid for me.
I threw the. I don't remember throwing the chip bag out the window.
All I know is that you already fucked
Oh,
up my
you
life
did.
because
Oh,
of it.
there's no. Yeah, we all.
And
That's
I'm trying to get over it, but
Well, here's what I do
It was
remember.
very uncharacteristic of you to do something so stupid, especially.
Everything that we are not now, that we could not
Yeah.
become,
Like, you
that
know-
has been holding us back
Yeah.
since
it's that
1985.
potato
Because
chip
they're
bag.
potato-
We're all drunk and we're all
Was it Thai
sniffing
potato chip?
Rush and
Sure, he
whatever.
wasn't sharing
No.
size. I can tell you that.
No, it was quite large. I remember the bag. 'Cause I remember throwing it in the back seat. You guys throwing it up
I
to
think
my
the
seat?
response
fault
was,
then.
Yes.
through the rest of us was like, oh shit. You know, even though we're drunk driving and we're doing Rush. And
He could have found 14 things to pull us over
he did that
for.
one thing that, that sealed it, is litter.
Can I just?
No.
I recall this very well.
Here we go.
Unfortunately,
Here comes again the lawyer once again.
I remember the cop talking about the littering thing. He didn't even have. Well, he had the beer at that point. If you remember, there was in a milk jug.
Yes. Cleverly hid in a clear plastic.
And I remember
Plastic gallon milk
asking
jug.
Richard here, what's in the milk cart, or what's in the milk carton or milk jug?
What's in the milk carton, son, is what
Beer,
I like to
sir.
think he
Yes.
said.
Why? No, I think he said why milk, sir. Didn't
Why
you?
milk, sir? That's exactly what you said. Why
I
milk,
thought I said,
sir?
Yo conoces leche. What's that language you're talking, son?
That would have been
We don't
smart.
take kindly
You
to that.
You wouldn't have had to gun any of that.
We're in
Richard
America. You
Crystalite
speak
shit.
American.
You never would have gone to that Richard Crystalite
Did he
shit.
pour it on the sidewalk? Do I recall that?
Oh, he
Yeah.
did.
And so, but and then we're all back in the car.
Doesn't smell like milk to me, is what I remember him saying.
It's a big kernel,
yeah.
sir.
It's a big curdled.
You didn't say that.
So I remember him saying, "All right, I
Let's
remember."
pretend he did. Let's remember it as that.
It's good enough to
Let's
use.
rewrite
He says
this. Let's revision
the-
this history.
The potato chip bag was thrown out of this side of the car, which would have been you and me.
Yes.
Richard and I just—that's why I remember saying I threw it out the window, but I really don't remember throwing it out the window.
My friend Rich did.
So you're
I think that was-
still denying it 25 years on. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm going to, yeah.
No,
I'm an
you were right. You were
environmentalist.
right. It was. You just said this.
And this has been plaguing
That's
me.
what made you into an environmentalist.
You've been running from that night all your life,
That's the
boy.
impetus of you becoming so environmentally conscious.
Yes.
You even admitted that they were throwing it back and forth from
I
the
do
front
remember
seat
that.
to the.
Yeah.
So it makes.
I threw it to them,
can
they threw it to
totally
me.
see you saying,
Oh, fuck it."
fuck you," and throwing it out.
I'm
But
not
that doesn't
saying,
negate the fact that he chucked it out.
But that.
I'm saying I could understand what you're saying. That would be something I would do.
So
Oh, fuck
metaphorically,
it.
well,
I don't. litter.
Hypothetically.
I think Fred is a litterer, and it probably
Oh
was.
man, I recycle everything.
All right, I guess it's on.
so if
fucked. I
you
guess you're
didn't throw that out the
guess
window,
I'm not
do you
getting
think
that
they would have
money
pulled us
back
over?
No, but I'll let you shoot
the
my gun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That will definitely be a payback. So the ossifer said, I remember saying, well, fine, we're gonna have to write you up for for littering, there's a mandatory fine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, is this all that, if I say, okay, I did it, I'll throw the thing out the window, is this all that we're going to be, we're done after this?
You asked him?
Yep.
I thought you said that?
No, I remember saying it to the guy, and he goes, yep. I said, okay.
Liar.
He came back and he gave me like a $350 fine for littering, or 3 something. And then we weren't done. He had to write us all
we
up
weren't
for
done.
drinking.
Because if you remember, 18 cop cars pulled up. There's the
Never trusted
one.
the police.
I didn't know how many you're exaggerating.
And you were taunting all of them.
I was.
There were
I'll
only-
take you all.
What the hell are you looking at?
Don't you have anything better to do?
There were at
Come
least
on.
3 people across the street.
So you guys don't see
Neil
the
gets
the
mad,
irony
starts to
there.
rave and do this.
No, that helps. That helps.
Yeah, that was the last thing.
I don't know how I
should've
got
done.
the car to stop you, but I got kind of.
You did. You were. You were
I remember
in
trying to
horror.
shepherd you back in the
Standing
car.
back, and you did like Neil, stop it, because he did threaten to arrest me.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, and I did hear that.
That's what led to me saying, "Don't Neil, I'll handle this." That's what led to it. That kind of behavior.
Yeah, we were lucky to drive away from that incident.
How did we drive away from that? We were
Dude, they
fucking
didn't
wasted.
Very, very swervy.
They let you get back in a car, 21-year-old
Those
kid.
asshole
Neil,
cops.
by the way, and I'll say this to my grave, Neil was a much better driver when he was wasted.
Thank you, thank you.
So,
I think
So we were
sometimes
much
he would go
safer
25
then.
miles an hour, but we were safe.
You think so, huh?
All right.
We didn't die that night.
He was going to hit a lot
I
of shit,
drove drunk
just
with
not
Neil
quickly.
way too many times.
Right. We'd walk away from it.
Maybe I
I
just
never
wanted to
killed
leave
us
There
or
were no
hurt anyone
seatbelts
else.
or airbags.
Not only that,
back
you
then.
never
There
did one of the
wasn't.
things that I would do when I was driving drunk. Which would, I'd back up into mailboxes and things. I mean, my father would, how the fuck did we get all this hay in the back seat? I'm like, Dad, I only wish I could tell you. I really don't know.
The windows were open. The gardener came. The grass just grew
Whereas
in.
there we were in the Thunder Chicken,
Thunder chicken
safe and sound.
burrowing through the.
I still remember a time you guys weren't here, but it was one Christmas I went back and Norb Steele and I went down to the point and we got fucking wasted. So drunk that he cashed his paycheck at the bar.
What's the
so we
point?
could keep
Oh
drinking.
God, in Pittsburgh.
No, it was in
They do that?
Greensburg.
Oh, the
in
point.
Greensburg.
Oh, the point, the bar.
Yeah,
the
that's- yeah.
point.
Oh,
I
the
remember.
Point.
Yeah,
I
that's
hated
a
that
scary
place.
With, like, a bunch of gangsters.
Why
in
did
there.
you take
was
us
that?
there? I don't understand
'Cause
why
it was
we
like,
would
it
go
was
there.
like 50-cent drinks and drafts.
Wait a minute. Gangsters in Greensburg?
But I always
No,
felt
it was
threatened.
like, it was just like a bunch of lowlifes.
Where was
and
the
us.
Where was the bar?
You know when you're coming down like, Ottoman, just
God.
before it goes up the hill again with the sheep.
How do you remember the names?
Because I went there a lot.
Yes.
Anyways, we got really
No, how do you
wasted
remember the
there.
names of the Greensburg streets?
Oh, I don't know, because I grew up there.
I did too.
What issues? You got medical issues.
Now that you say Ottoman, I remember Ottoman. Yes, very well. But I never would.
Turkey.
But I remember where the point was.
Yeah,
You would turn
and
right.
one light
You know,
there.
Gary-
It's literally where it split up, just went,
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to the right. If you want to go this way, they come down
Yes.
this way. Yeah.
You
The
had
nasty
to clear
place.
out all that useless knowledge to make room for
I
all
don't
that new
have
legal
any
stuff in there.
Knowledge it's useless, but I don't have it.
And that's what we do with television. I remember one thing, and I make a show about it, and then I forget it forever. People think I'm an expert on it, and I can't recall what I made last year. But anyways, this night, we were so fucking wasted that
Get the
Norb
box
came
set,
back and
Neil.
dropped me off, and then he went back to his place, going past, your neighborhood, and it was your neighbor right across your street. I don't know which one it was, but I think literally right across, there was some shrubs, and there was a mailbox. Until Norb drove past. And he took both with him. He knocked the mailbox over, got half the shrub, it stuck to his bumper. He drove through the front yard, back to his house, and then parked in his front yard. And at like 5 in the morning, the cops ring the bell, and then Norb's mother, who was a cranky old bitch, answered, "What do you want?" "I think your son or someone who drives that yellow car was drunk driving." "What makes you say that? Come out here and look." They got there, there's a fucking car in the middle of the lot, and there's a tree, and there's shrubbery this bits all the way back to where he went right.
Trail back
and
to
mail, All right, I'll wake him up.
Carol Merrill, I never saw her.
Oh,
See,
she was
Never
cranky.
once saw
The
her.
thing is, the Steels, Norby and his older brother
Timmy.
Richard.
Richard, Dick, or
Yes,
Richard,
no, Dick is right.
Dick, would get blamed for everything that happened in our
They're
neighborhood,
the low life
including, including. That was you, right? When we on Halloween night.
papering?
Yeah, we went and laid in. Remember we cut lawns? Okay.
Badly.
Yes, very badly.
Deliberately? Or
No, we just
In
were
the middle of the
hurry.
night, we just get along.
So there was
down
a
at 2.
I want to. I don't know. Was she Filipino? I don't know. She lived on like a
The corner there.
yeah,
right-
and she had all these rocks on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And Halloween night, we were drunk. This is very young to be drunk, but we were.
We started early.
Yeah. And I just remember we were laying on the ground, we're throwing them over our head, the rocks over our heads, and her lawn on like maybe it might have been like the night before Halloween. That's how it works. Actually.
Shift night.
Exactly. And yeah, we were toilet paving people's houses and stuff. But the next day, Mrs. whoever she was,
Mrs. Filipino, we'll call her.
Mrs. Filipino, called my parents and said, "Hey, your son, he was at my house and he vandalized. He threw my rocks."
Why'd she think it was you?
Sounds Yiddish.
Yeah. They went with the rocks.
I got source. Sorry.
I'm a Jew from
Your Filipino
Malaysia.
isn't very good.
I'll work on it. So,
Tagalog Hebrew.
and then she said it was Halloween. It was like, it wasn't right afterwards, but she said somebody drove by and saw us.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Bastards.
And my parents,
Best laid plan.
bless them, they sat there and said, when
There's
was
always
this?
a fucker out there.
She goes, it was Halloween. And they said, oh no, Gary was with us on Halloween the whole time. We weren't even here. We were in Pittsburgh with his family.
really?
Yes, because we did it the night before. And my parents, she screwed it up. They had a description. It said he was throwing the rocks over his head like this. And so my parents dutifully said, have you called the Steels?
Blame the river.
Norbert. It was probably Norbert. And sure enough, I'm fairly sure Norbert got blamed for it.
Sure.
And as they were blamed, there were always mailboxes being hit and things. It was always Norbert, or I guess before him, Dick. Dick was a
Well, they were
big mailbox.
There was always the kind of rough, house in the block.
Yeah, they were.
They were the ones like that had like the car
trouble.
that have the
his name?
wheels in the front yard.
Oh!
Ah,
Don't invade our space.
Gary just
please.
pushed them through the crack.
He wanted a
I'm sorry.
dogfish.
I forgot. I'm an environmentalist.
You did forget.
Dogfish.
You don't litter, but you do kill things.
Bugs.
Might
Well,
not be a good
remember the-
idea putting a gun in your hand.
Look, Bambi! That was Fred.
Yeah, 16 rounds, you can do some damage.
It was very awkward, by the way. It was strange to me. It seemed like no matter where we went in Greensburg, there were always like circles of people that we were always friends. Like the thing with Mark, your connection to Mark and my connection to Mark and your connection to Norbert and my connection to Norbert and
Yeah, Kip
Fred.
Bump is a small town.
It was very strange.
Small town.
Yeah.
Never
We
experienced anything
we
like
didn't think it though at the time, did we?
So it
I mean,
felt-
I
it-
did.
It
I
felt
came
like
in-
Jerry
a
Nava.
large canvas.
I
Yeah,
remember
exactly, yeah.
being so mad at my father when we moved because I grew up in Englewood, New Jersey. We were 5 miles from New York, and 1 mile of that was the George Washington Bridge. And I remember.
How old
saying-
were you?
It was the summer of '77. I was 10. And I said,
When you
Dad,
moved?
Dad, you moved us to Hee Haw.
I'm just a picking and a grinning.
Hee Haw was about the only experience I had with country things. You know, I used to go to the
Goodbye, city life.
Dum-dum-dum. Yankee Stadium
To Greensburg.
and the
That
Hayden
is rough.
Planetarium and
To Greengate Mall.
yeah,
Westmoreland.
friggin' Broadway, the Winter Garden Theater. Now it's Cinema 1, 2, 3.
The what? The what?
The Winter Garden Theater.
This is New York.
Broadway.
Oh,
not Greensburg.
sorry. I'm like,
Not
I don't remember
Greensburg.
that in
No, you
Greensburg.
wouldn't.
I remember
And
the
you wouldn't.
Palace.
Or
It
the
was
man.
nice.
Palace Theater.
And it was.
Hey, Dr. Hook played there.
Did he?
King Crimson
Didn't
played
it
there.
become,
So did
didn't it
Dionne
become
Warwick.
a porn
No,
theater?
they
No,
did.
those were on the corner. It became a porn theater. Remember, there's another
There was
movie
another
theater in
theater?
town, and it became a porn theater. Because we saw Jaws there. And I remember it was
Yeah.
still a porn theater. And you
No,
and I wanted
the
to go in
Palace
one night.
was
Me, you, and Gilliam went in one night. And this was years later. And I remember Jaws played because they still had
Get along.
like all the fishing net and crabs and the promotional setup.
What did they
for
do?
Jaws
Steal the decor
5
from
years
Sorry
earlier. We're still
Charlie's?
hanging on
What
the
theater are you
ceiling.
talking about?
You know, here's the
I remember the
palace.
palaces.
You come down the hill.
Right
There's
across
the
from the
palace.
courthouse, by the way.
Yeah.
Here's the courthouse.
Yeah.
And you make a left right there. It's in the middle of that block.
No memory of that.
It's right across from the courthouse on this block. And the Rialto, whatever's there.
This is certainly before.
this is
for my
gone.
time.
This is like the
Yeah.
early 80s.
I don't recall that.
We
Which
didn't
one?
get in.
Which one became the Spark office?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it the Manos?
Spark was not.
The Manos?
They didn't have an office. They had a guy in the back.
No,
seat
they
of the
did.
car.
Honest to God, one.
They
one
did,
of them
but it was
closed
right on the
down.
same street as the palace. I thought, wasn't
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not sure
I
actually.
saw
No, you know,
movies
I'm
at
sure
the
you know.
Palace. I saw Hugo the Hippo with Spino kids.
The Spinos?
Yeah, Mrs. Spino, you remember
Would
the
you guys
doctors?
hang out together? You
Yeah.
People of
She and my
The
mom.
others.
She and my mom are from the
Friends.
same tribe. No, she's Guatemalan. So my mom and her clicked immediately, and we were best pals with the Spino.
How old were those people? Those kids? Those
The
people?
oldest one was our age.
That's what I want to remember, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
he
remember.
graduated.
Did he go to
He graduated
Central?
from Central. They all
Okay.
went to Central.
I was gonna say because they didn't go to Hemphill.
And the youngest one who died.
The youngest one died.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's terrible.
Mysteriously.
I always suspected that Dr. Spino.
Pascal was
He was a
our
nice kid.
age.
He was a
Yeah,
nice
he was a
kid.
good guy.
Yeah.
And then his sister, who now has 8 kids, I think.
That sounds Guatemalan.
She was pregnant. Yeah, she was pregnant at Central.
Was she?
Yeah,
Oh.
she
Fucking
was,
Catholic girl.
she was Central. She got pregnant by
Why Samoan?
no, by another Central kid a year older
Well, I
than
must
us.
be a Samoan.
Naturally.
Who else? Who wasn't a pregnant little Catholic girl?
He was a red-headed, curly-haired Polish guy named Damian Wasulek. That's who got her
How do
pregnant.
you know this shit?
Because I remember.
He's making this all up. And we
All right,
just
Mr.
nod our
Memory. Did you know any older people from Central Catholic? Like some of my friends, like Tim McNerney,
I remember the name McNerney, but I didn't
Okay.
know him.
or oh shit.
I didn't
See, I
know a
can't
lot of the
remember.
older
I have their
kids.
faces in my mind, but I can't.
How are you hanging on older?
Karen
Davis's
Bruno.
through Davis's.
Oh yeah, Davis' supermarket.
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
right.
That was a
That's
real
right,
hotbed
that's
of
right.
Central.
You never should have
people.
left that job. You had a future there.
I did.
I know I did. When I was
could have been
caught
head
throwing
deli
eggs
slicer.
against the wall, the
I used to
one of the
remember you stole
Davises
batteries
told
all the
me,
time.
stole everything. Stole
I remember sometimes you'd show up, yeah, with all manner of like cold cuts.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We used to have parties. We'd have field parties sponsored by Davis. But anyway,
Where'd this cup come from? Posters and napkins too, or just the cups?
everything. Not napkins.
You don't need them at a field party. And the little hats.
I
with
remember the
rubber
field
bands.
party we had. We're trying to be in the middle of nowhere and be as separate as possible. What does he want to do? He thinks it's too fieldy, so he brings a lawnmower and he tries to cut it.
That's good.
It's like this
brilliant.
high. It doesn't sound like it keeps getting clogged.
That's brilliant.
Well, at the end of it, it was
Ill-conceived.
It was a nice little short.
Yes, it was.
It was a nice little short lawned area where we could have the party, surrounded and well hidden, obscured from the highway
You would go,
by the tall, by the tall grass. Yeah, it was quite an ordeal.
took you all day
first, and
to
then-
make this much space.
And everybody, all 120 people, stood in that little space. About
we,
this
we,
big.
like, we passed out like we passed out like directions at school.
Yeah, and the
In,
teachers
in the
got
teacher's car.
Oh, not so good.
Come to Fred and Neil's party.
Here's the map.
Yes, here's the map. It was on the road to Bavard.
Yeah, there was.
There's a nice development of houses there.
Okay, see, we used to have field parties. Oh, fuck. How am I going to remember how to get there? All right, you remember Lynch Field, right?
Sure, Route 119.
If you went past it and then...
You made a right-hand
Turn right.
turn at the Braun's Bakery.
Yes.
That's where our place was.
Yes. We used to have parties there, too. It was on the left. Like, once you turned right, it was on the left?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
On a hill.
Sort of.
Well,
yeah, a little
everything
hill.
was hilly there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little hill.
Yeah, same place.
Fascinating how that happens.
We just mowed ours.
And
We had better parties.
We might have said, hey, someone
We
mowed!
landscaped.
someone mowed. How about all the fucking trouble Norb got at the Sheraton? One day.
I was trying to tell
One day
Neil that
while I was
story.
working there,
ripping the signs down when you
we're
were
ripping signs down and shooting off the fire extinguishers.
And breaking the light bulbs?
And I didn't realize
I
that it was
remember doing
Norb and that somebody was in trouble. And I came back from doing whatever I was doing to the front
You were
desk.
working there, right?
Yeah, and the girl's sitting there writing in the journal, and she says to me, "How do you spell vandalized?"
How do you spell
I think you said
Norbert?
Norbert.
V-A-N-D-A-L-I-Z-E.
K-N-Y.
How do I spell crystallite? Well, it turns out Norb was busted. He was in
Oh,
the room
dear.
with the security guard and the
Oh,
police,
my.
and they were writing it up. And I
They
don't know.
try to rip off like one of those exit signs that's
Yeah,
attached
from
to
the
the wall,
ceiling.
the electric ones. I'm so glad I
Yeah,
wasn't
he
there that
pulled
night.
it down, and it was, oh shit, there are all kinds of wires attached to it. It stuck to the ceiling.
I thought you were involved in it.
No.
Oh, I do recall, like, we went to Sheraton on several occasions to visit you there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember like, we committed numerous acts of vandalism on your watch, I might add.
Oh yeah, that happened a lot. You guys
Did you ever get in trouble for that? Or?
surprised I had a job there?
Do you
know
get
why I
fired?
got- you know
Did you
why-
get fired from that?
You know why I got fired?
Damn kids.
It was the time that I was at work. I jumped into the Sheraton van, a big white Ford Econoline van
Yeah.
with the Sheraton logo on the side and a little advertisement to go to Jim Rainier's house party. And the neighbors call the Sheraton
Why?
because there's a house
That-
party going on next door,
And
and
it's being sponsored by the Sheridan.
the Sheraton van is there.